Okay, guys, so the next piece of anime news that we're talking about is some very interesting news. For some people, it's good news. For some people, it's bad news. I guess it depends on what you're a bigger fan of. So I'm going to break this down for Tristan because he read the article, but he probably doesn't know a lot of the stuff behind it and why this is important to a lot of people. So we're talking about right now, by the way, is Harmony Gold's Macross Mas Pieta, and Southern Cross licenses still expire in 2021. So a California court upheld the 2002 agreement with Tatsunoko. So the reason why this is a big issue is because, okay, so basically Macron is an anime, is a mecha anime from a very long time ago, right? And Tristan, I think you've heard of this in passing. And you've also heard of
Yeah.
Robotech in
Yeah.
passing. Basically, this anime was essentially, you can call it Power Rangered, or like the original series of Digimon, where it was adapted, names were changed, plots were changed, and they even combined some of the anime, some of Macross with Mospieta and Southern Cross, two other anime that don't involve Macross, but they all were turned into Robotech, right? Now, there's a lot of Robotech fans in the US. People love this version because it's the version that they grew up with. I didn't grow up with it, but a lot of people did, right? So the reason why there's so much controversy around this is because Tatsunoko, which is a company that made Macross, or at least owns a license to it, they basically said, hey, we gave you guys a license for this, but eventually the license has to expire.
Right.
And according to the CEO of Harmony Gold, he said, no, the rights were forever. So there was some controversy there because according to him, he goes, no, the rights were eternal. And if anyone tries to release Macross material, so in other words, if a company purchases, so let's say Funimation, just hypothetical, Funimation purchases the license for Macross from Tatsunoko Production. The CEO of Harmony Gold would try to get involved and stop Funimation from releasing it in the US because according to him, it infringes on his license of Robotech.
Right.
But according to Tatsunoko Production, the license was not eternal and it eventually has to come to an end. Yeah. And apparently that end seemingly is 2021. Right. But apparently the California court upheld it because there's a chance it could have ended sooner.
Yeah.
So this actually could have ended sooner than 2021. It looks like it's not, but there was a whole bunch of stuff going on because Harmony Gold was saying like, hey, you guys breached the contract, and Tatsunoko was like, no, you guys did. Mm. So there was a bunch of bad stuff going on. So it sucks for a lot of Robotech fans because they may never get like Robotech on DVD if Harmony Gold holds the license, or at least more Robotech on DVD. But for Macross fans, in 2021, you could get some really good subtitled versions of Macross, and because Macross still has other anime OVAs or movies that were made for it that have never really been released, because anytime it looks like there would be a chance to release it, like I said earlier, Harmony Gold tries to come in and go, no, right. No, you can't. And the reason why, funnily enough, this actually spurred on, it isn't about like these talks and this court case got even more heated, was not because of anime. It was because they tried to make they're trying to make a Robotech film with right. Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
In 2007, and then in 2016, more recently with Columbia Pictures. And so that obviously is an issue because then the money would either not be going to Tatsunoko and would be going directly to Harmony Gold, right. Or even if Harmony Gold in their contract says, no, Tatsunoko, you'd be getting some of the money. Tatsunoko's like, but it's ours. Yeah. And it should be ours. So, yeah, there was a lot of, a lot of issues there. And according to Harmony Gold, they extended, the terms in 1998 and 2002. Mm. But according to Tatsunoko, that wasn't the case.
Right.
And that's why things are getting a bit rough and a bit hard. Because, maybe you could say Tatsunoko didn't know that they, were going to be given the rights for that long. Or they thought, oh, we could release this right in the U.S. or do this in the U.S. And Harmony Gold seemingly has been very frustrating.
Yeah.
Right? So like, think of it this way, right? I mean, I think the only way I can compare it to is this way. So Warner Brothers owns the rights to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in the U.S. and in Japan. But unless there is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the anime, but unless there's info that I don't know about, right? The original OVA, which was like in the late 90s, early 2000s, that the US license for that is still owned by Viz.
Right.
The US version. So unless Warner Brothers bought that out and it's maybe expired and I didn't know about it that it expired, Warner Brothers doesn't have the rights to that. So like Warner Brothers can't say anything negative towards Viz if Viz wants to release those on DVD.
Right.
Just because they own the rights to the newest versions of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Heck, there was a movie that was released. I forgot what year. It was in the mid to late 2000s. And I think later 2000s, early 2010s. And it was a CG movie that was released in Japanese theaters and never got a DVD release. If Funimation released that in the US, Warner Brothers can't say, hey, but we're the ones releasing it. Yes, you are. You're releasing that specific version.
Right.
You can't say that because you made... So, like, in other words, it would be like Saban trying to say, well, we made Power Rangers. So that means that if someone else tries to release Super Sentai in the US, the Japanese version of Power Rangers, the original version, if someone else tries to release Super Sentai, then he can say... Haim Saban, the one who runs Saban Entertainment, can say, no, we're going to sue you. You can't do it. You're not allowed to.
Right.
Shut this down. It's like, what? No.
Yeah.
You can't release Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But Power Rangers, because it's the same artwork, because it's the same suits, Power Rangers shares the same suit designs with Super Sentai. In the same way that Macross shares the same designs with Robotech. Because they're the same show, just dubbed differently and with a different script. A lot of Robotech fans are like, it's not the same show. I know it's not the same show. But it's the same artwork. It's, the same designs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's really awkward. Right? So because there's a trademark for Macross that was renewed December 26, 2012. So that won't expire until 10 years from that date. Which would be December 26th, 2022. So I don't know what might happen there. But, yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. So, maybe arguably, if they say that it's going to expire in 2021, maybe the trademarks will be considered invalid.
Right.
Because then how can you hold the trademarks to something that's not yours?
Right, yeah.
Sort of. So that'll be some weird legal hell that I'm sure we'll see in the next few years. What's your take on this? I mean, it's so weird.
I mean, for me, it really seems like Harmony Gold is kind of overstepping their bounds in what they actually have right to.
Yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, and it just seems like it's kind of one of those things where a company wants to hold on to something, even if it means not... It's like holding on to a license, but it's like, are you going to do anything with it? It's like, no, but we still own it.
To be fair,
they are trying to do things with it, but in weird ways, like working with other companies, like you said, that then Tatsukono would not either be in the loop with them, or they would be, but still not getting what they should be for it.
Yeah, the way I look at it is, I understand because here's the thing, right? A lot of times, companies will pull out, Japanese companies will pull out of American licensing agreements. They're allowed to. They're allowed to do it whenever they want to.
Right.
And it's really frustrating, I'm sure, to these companies because then, according to their licensing agreements, they're allowed to pull out whenever they want to. And then when they do, in the agreement it says, hey, you have to sell all your stock within 6 months. Yeah. In this case, there wouldn't be any stock for Harmony Gold to sell, but they wouldn't be able to make money via these movie deals. And I'm sure that really freaks them out because they obviously are a company that, wants to make money. Right?
Yeah.
So that I get. But guess what? That's what happens when you work with these companies that when in the agreements, they're allowed to pull out anytime.
Yeah.
And if you're saying, no, they're not allowed to pull out, well, the California courts said they couldn't pull out, but in 2021, they're going to get, it's going to be overturned. The licenses will expire. The rights will expire. And Harmony Gold will not be able to own, from the sounds of it, will not be able to own Macross or the other two anime. Which then means that for anime fans of those series, the Japanese versions, we might be able to get DVD or Blu-ray versions of them. Or updated DVDs and Blu-ray versions of them. Which, that's great. I'm happy about that. Right. Sorry for Robotech fans who, want more out of this, but the Japanese company is able to do whatever they want, whenever they want to do it. So, and also the fact that apparently they seemingly have felt weird about these negotiations before.
Mm.
But it seems as if Harmony Gold has kind of just trekked on with it. And here we are now. So, I mean, we'll have more news for you guys in 2021. Right? I mean, what else can we say about it now? All right, still there, Tristan?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's do one more, and then we'll cut it.
All right.
All right, cool. Because we haven't done that many, but fuck it. Let's see, how many have we done? One Piece, Harmony Gold.